The apocalyptic heat wave arrived. My mom and I were singing in our climate-controlled villa, laughing at my scumbag dad's family suffering the consequences. Suddenly, my dad, alive and son-in-law, broke in with his parents and his mistress. They even brought an 8-year-old boy. Grandma declared that he was the true bloodline of their family and called me a jinx. My mom cried and fought him, but Grandma poured a bucket of gasoline on her. Grandpa lit the fire, saying that as long as my mom died, this house would belong to my dad. I cried and lunged forward to save her. But Grandma poured gasoline on me too, calling me an ungrateful wretch, saying it was better to let me die with my mom. It hurts so much. I screamed and woke up from the nightmare. My mom rushed in, also drenched in cold sweat. We had the exact same nightmare. No, it wasn't a nightmare. We have been reborn. I clenched my fists. This time, we will fight back. They want to steal our fortune? In their dreams, my mom hugged me, crying her eyes out. She felt so guilty for finding me such a terrible dad. I could only comfort her that without him, I wouldn't exist. So, we still gained something out of it. Our top priority now is to prepare supplies. This time, we will hide and watch them tear each other apart. It's half a month before the heat wave hits. In our previous life, we went to the mountain resort 10 days later. Right now, we are still at home. I need to go to my company. My mom still has to go to square dancing, while my dad leaves early and comes back late. In the last life, I didn't know what he was busy with. Now I know he's busy raising his mistress's son. I hired a private detective to investigate him. Then I called a real estate agent to sell that villa in the mountain resort at a discounted price, to deny my dad any chance of living there. Anyway, it was my mom's premarital property. It only has my mom's name on it. Even if sold, my dad wouldn't know. Next, I contacted a seller who wanted to sell an orchard. I bought the orchard with full cash payment. The location is excellent. It's right at the peak of the mountain resort, besides the original 200 square meter 3-story house. There are no neighbors around. In my previous life, my mom and I went there to play on our second day at the resort. Mom even sighed, saying she'd like to retire in a place like this, planting fruit trees and flowers, lying in a rocking chair to watch the sunset. I told her, great, when the company is stable, I'll stay here with you for your retirement. The original owner overheard us and asked if I wanted to buy it cheap. He even gave me his phone number. The last digits were 16 and 3 9s, so I remembered it very clearly. Although the heat wave is half a month away, my mom rushed over to start building the perimeter wall. After all, in the apocalypse, the most terrifying thing is heartless people like my dad. Meanwhile, I expedited all my company's affairs. Once finished, I packed my bags and left, taking the property deed with me. I also gave away all the meat, vegetables, and drinks in the fridge to others. I'm sure my dad won't notice. My mom has been away for 3 days. And he hasn't noticed either. When I arrived at the orchard, my mom was wearing a hard hat supervising. A 3-meter-high wall has already been built. Not only is it covered with iron nails and glass shards, but an electric grid is also installed. It can send anyone who tries to force their way in straight to hell. Mom, you are so fast, this is beyond my expectations. It's only been 3 days. I thought it would take at least 5 to 10 days. I hired 3 construction teams and smashed all the original wall tiles in the house. Replaced them with thermal insulation materials. All the windows have been replaced with bulletproof glass. And heat insulation films must be applied inside and out. Otherwise, they will explode when the heat wave hits. I also ordered solar panels and batteries. My mom probably hasn't slept much these past few days. Her eyes were red. I told her to go sleep and let me watch over. Her eyes immediately welled up with tears. My, whenever I close my eyes, I think of that nightmare. I can't sleep at all. Let me stay here. Watching this makes me feel at ease. I felt so heartbroken. I hugged her tightly. Mom, don't worry. They will get their retribution. The detective sent me the report. My dad actually kept Li Ruyan in our own neighborhood. The villa was rented under his name. What's worse, Grandpa and Grandma live there too. They live happily together, leeching off my mom's wealth, yet still unsatisfied. The detective sent an audio clip. They were actually discussing how to kill my mom. To inherit the property under my mom's name, I gritted my teeth in anger. You want to play like this? Fine, just wait. 18 days left until the heat wave. The construction team finished digging the wine cellar and installed the climate control system. As long as there's electricity, no matter how hot it is outside, the cellar can be maintained at around 20 degrees Celsius. Mom said this is for saving our lives. If the temperature keeps rising, and air conditioners can no longer function, we can hide inside the cellar. This reminded me to order 10 portable air conditioners on the spot. Just in case we really run out of cold air later. 10 days left until the heat wave. My dad called my mom, asking where she went. And why there was no food left in the fridge. I opened the surveillance cameras in our old house. My dad was standing in front of the fridge on the phone. Grandma was rummaging through the cabinets. Cursing, not even a single bag of rice is left. How would I know? If there's nothing, go buy some. I'm busy. Bye. My mom hung up directly. Her expression was bad and her tone was extremely fierce. My dad was dumbfounded. After all, my mom had never been this fierce to him. He started cursing about my mom's attitude, saying he'll kill her sooner or later. Then he called me. I couldn't even be bothered to talk to him. I just hung up and blocked him, letting him bark. Surprisingly, he then called the company accountant. The accountant called me immediately, saying my dad asked for a transfer of 100,000 yuans. He didn't dare to do it and blocked him too. He already gets 50,000 yuans pocket money a month. He wants another 100,000 in his dreams. If that 50,000 hadn't been transferred early, I wouldn't have given him a single dime. My mom's phone rang again. It's obvious that after being blocked by the accountant, he thought of asking my mom for money. What? Can't even afford to eat anymore. Coming to me for money? My mom's tone was aggressive. My dad panicked instead. Honey, is there some misunderstanding? Hey Emv, my mom sneered coldly. You're keeping a mistress outside. And you have an 8-year-old son. Did you think you hid it well? Let me tell you, Mao Bufan. Not only will I make you leave this marriage with absolutely nothing, I will also take back every single penny you spent on her. My mom was getting emotional. I quickly patted her back to soothe her and hung up the phone for her. No need to get this angry, they will suffer their karma anyway. Of course there will be karma. If heaven doesn't punish him, I will. My, why do you think they want to kill us? Because your dad signed a prenuptial agreement. And we notarized our premarital assets. He hasn't worked for so many years. He's been entirely supported by me. If we divorce, he will have nothing. My mom couldn't control her emotions anymore. Tears fell one by one. I really regret not listening to your maternal grandpa. He told me Mao Bufan wasn't a good person. Told me to be careful. Why didn't I listen? Mom, maternal grandpa is protecting us from heaven. Otherwise, how could we be reborn? I miss maternal grandpa too. That old man who was cold on the outside but warm on the inside. He always told me girls should act like girls. To eat and sleep in silence, to follow the rules, yet he was willing to crawl on the floor and let me ride him like a horse. Yes, your maternal grandpa must be watching over us. So we must live well to show him. My mom finally calmed down and went back to supervise the work. I turned on the surveillance camera and found my dad and his family holding a secret meeting in the living room, discussing how to deal with my mom and me. After all the talk, it was nothing more than trying to kill us before the divorce. Grandma's face was ferocious. Otherwise, let me do it. I'm old anyway, it's worth it. I couldn't help but feel a chill of disgust. Just like in our previous life, they decided to let Grandma do it while Grandpa assisted. Pour gasoline first, then light the fire. Neither my mom nor I would escape, but this time, they won't find us. My dad tried to find out from my colleagues where I was on a business trip. But how could they know? My mom was even more tight-lipped. Her friends didn't even know she was getting a divorce. My dad asked around but found nothing. His face grew darker, his lips twitching. As terrifying as a ghost crawling out of hell. My. Come see how this cold storage is, my mom called me. I quickly turned off the monitor and ran over. The cold storage was converted from an existing cellar. Now, with the AC turned on, it's so freezing you can barely stay inside. 75 square meters, definitely enough. Mom, this is awesome. The cold storage was finished. The entire house's renovation is almost done. I'll leave the finishing touches to Mom while I go stockpile supplies. Before leaving, Mom handed me a cargo list. I glanced at it on the way. It included 200 boxes each of soybean oil, peanut oil, and all kinds of canned foods that can last 20 years without expiring. Everything was on it, as expected of my mom. I really hadn't thought that thoroughly. But I was prepared too. I downloaded a doomsday supply list from the internet. Besides rice, flour, cooking oil, and daily necessities, I also listed essential medicines like antibiotics and vitamins, and various vegetable seeds. I had my mom set up a fish pond on the first floor to farm some hardy species like tilapia. In case the heatwave persists, we can still have fresh fish to eat. I didn't choose to buy goods in the county town. That would attract too much attention. Instead, I spent over an hour going to the provincial capital to rent a 20-ton capacity truck. Then went straight to the wholesale market, thanks to maternal grandpa insisting I work from the bottom up when he was alive. My first stop was logistics. So I got my B2 driver's license in my senior year. In the apocalypse, you have to be wary of people. Hiring a driver is like having an extra ticking time bomb. Mom sent a message saying the construction team is already leaving, asking me to return to the high ground. I estimated I wouldn't be home until tomorrow afternoon. Let them take their time leaving, we're not in a hurry. We still have plenty of time. The ones who are anxious are my dad and his family. They are searching for our whereabouts like headless FLIs. They asked all our relatives and friends, but no one knew. He got desperate. Even started going through my classmates' address book. Calling my old classmates one by one, I directly posted on WeChat Moments. Mom and Dad are divorcing, I choose Mom. So anyone harassed by my dad, please block him. Anyone trying to mediate, please block yourself. Those who want to watch the drama, grab some sunflower seeds and stay tuned. The boss at the wholesale market finally had time for me. I consolidated the supply list, handed it to him. Load these items for me. Are you opening a shop? Seeing my unfamiliar face, he asked. I smiled and nodded. Yeah, a grocery store in the village. Need a bit of everything, got it. The boss went to get people to load the goods. I went to find the largest local pharmaceutical supplier. Luckily, I run a company and have some connections. I had someone prepare the necessary certificates a couple of days ago. Just needed to hand over the list. Around PM, Mom came to find me. Of course, we aren't in a hurry to go back. The apocalypse is coming soon. At a time like this, we should find a 5-star hotel for a feast. Then go on a shopping spree at the mall and return to the hotel for a good night's sleep. And drive back early tomorrow morning. My mom came to find me. For this exact reason, we must enjoy ourselves. At the hotel, Mom ordered Australian lobster, and I ordered king crab. Mom ordered Buddha jumps over the wall, and I ordered a truffle feast. The main theme is expensive and good. In Mom's words, we must spend freely so as not to waste this rebirth. At the mall, we were even more arrogant. Mom walked into her mess. This, and this. I don't want. I'll take everything else. Wait, Mom, calm down, calm down. I hugged her. Don't lose your head. What if the heat wave only lasts a few months? How will we live our days later? Fortunately, Mom listened and bought half. We returned to the hotel with bags of stuff. Lying on the soft bed, I felt the relief of surviving a disaster. This time, we won't be the ones dying. The 9th day before the apocalypse, I backed the truck into the yard. As close to the door as possible. Then started unloading. The electric handcart Mom bought came in very handy. She received them on the ground while I unloaded from the truck. This made the process much faster. Put on the very outside were 50 boxes of smokeless charcoal for barbecue. After all, my favorite food is all kinds of skewers. So smokeless charcoal is a must, with the electric handcart. Mom stacked them box by box. moving 10 boxes at a time to the utility room on the first floor, where shelves were already set up. Charcoal just needs to be placed in the innermost cool area. To avoid moisture, it won't go bad. Mom had the cellar converted into cold storage. So rice, flour, and oil, which can be stored at room temperature, were stacked in the second floor storage room. The walls there aren't just made of thermal insulation materials. They also have liquid cooling panels installed, paired with the air conditioner. Even if the AC stops working later, it can keep the entire room around 28 degrees. Mom and I worked from PM to past PM and only unloaded half. We were completely exhausted, so we went inside for dinner. Took out the newly bought pizza from the fridge, microwaved it, and opened 2 bottles of cola. It couldn't be more awesome. My. Don't you feel this house is missing something? Mom leaned on the sofa, letting me serve her food and drinks. Then she slapped her forehead. Ah. We're missing a home theater system. I was speechless, but she was right. How can we not binge-watch shows and sing karaoke at home, Mom? After we finish unloading tomorrow, let's go have fun in the provincial capital again. When we come back the day after tomorrow, we'll get a home theater system. Oh, we also need to check for missing items. We checked today's cargo list. The usual basics are mostly covered. Daily necessities, sanitary pads, etc. are done. We still need vegetable seeds and fertilizer. And fish fry. Got it all planned, my, to grow vegetables indoors. We must buy grow lights, otherwise the veggies will turn yellow and won't grow. Mom is experienced, so this is a must-buy. We also need to buy fruits. We have the wine cellar. Fruits can last a long time in there, like lemons, apples, and pears. When we come back the day after tomorrow, we need to hit the fruit market. Mom, are you sure our solar panels won't explode from the sun? I specifically looked it up online. Above 50 degrees Celsius, solar panels generate less electricity. If it gets hotter, the circuits will be damaged. I asked the boss. He said it's the most advanced material, it can withstand hundreds of degrees. Even if the temperature reaches 100 degrees. Even if the earth explodes, the solar panels won't break, but I was also afraid he was lying. So I didn't just install them on the roof. I also laid solar panels under the fruit trees outside. If the roof ones break, the ones under the trees should still work. And our battery on the 3rd floor has a huge capacity. I asked the technician. When fully charged, it's enough to run the AC for half a year. At worst, we won't run central AC later. Just hide in the wine cellar and maintain a normal temperature. It can definitely last a year or half. I have another question. Won't a battery on the 3rd floor easily overheat and explode? No choice. This house we bought doesn't have a basement. But I had them install the best thermal insulation and liquid cooling panels. The technician said even if it's a steamer outside, it'll be fine here. I went to check. That liquid cooling material is indeed excellent. Even with central AC on everywhere, it's noticeably cooler in there. Then it should be fine. We hardly slept that night. Closing our eyes brought back the horrific scene of burning in the fire. So Mom and I played games all night. My dad and his family were still desperately searching for us, but except for Mom and me. No one knows about this land we bought. One early morning, my, I just received a voice message from a friend. Your dad went to our dance group, asking everyone if they knew my whereabouts. Mom laughed. I couldn't tell if she was angry or what. Her mocking tone carried a trace of loneliness. Your dad never looked for me before. Now he finally is, but just to silence me. Mom, don't be sad. Karma will get them soon. I believe with how selfish that family is when food runs short. They will absolutely slaughter each other. We'll just eat sunflower seeds and watch the show. The heatwave is coming. Countdown, 6 days. By almost noon, we stacked the last batch of goods into the storage room. My back was killing me from exhaustion. Mom was lying motionless on the sofa. I added a massage chair to the shopping list. We'll bring it back tomorrow. Getting a massage after unloading will be amazing. After lunch, we set off to receive goods. Mom leaned back in the passenger seat, chatting with me casually, talking about how my dad was totally obedient when he courted her back then, promising to treat her well for a lifetime. She was moved, thinking marrying him would bring happiness. Maternal grandpa disagreed, saying marriage needs to be between equals to last, but he couldn't change my mom's mind. He had to agree to their marriage. However, grandpa still held something back. He forced my dad to do a prenuptial asset notarization and had my mom make a will, naming me as the sole heir to their properties. Grandpa thought since I was my dad's biological daughter, the assets would be safest in my hands. He didn't expect my dad to be more vicious than a tiger, not even sparing me. Ding! The detective sent me a message. Your dad's mistress has long had another lover outside. I immediately pulled the car over. Mom leaned in. What's wrong? My dad got cuckolded, I replied while messaging the detective. Send me the video. In a corner of the park, Liu Ruyan was hugging a man. In a public park, I watched with relish. Suddenly, an idea flashed. Could that boy not be my dad's child at all? Right now, I felt like a badger in a melon field, wanting to take a bite out of every piece of gossip. The detective was very dutiful too. Without me asking, he told me, I have already sent the child's and your father's DNA samples for a paternity test. Results are expected tomorrow to see if he's his biological son. I transferred 50,000 yuans to him and reminded him, the weather is weird recently. Hoard more food. I could only warn him this much. Mom had previously notified the authorities. They said they would report it and told us not to spread rumors to avoid panic. There seems to be no movement yet, but I believe the government can't be completely unprepared for this. So our top priority is to take care of ourselves first. I went to the appliance store first for the massage chair, got all the home theater equipment, then to the wholesale market with a long shopping list. Mostly snacks this time. Chips, cookies, various dried fruits. Bought by the box. Then Mom and I went straight to the slaughterhouse. Order 10 pigs, 10 sheep and 10 cows. They will be picked up tomorrow morning and taken straight home. We'll move them into the cold storage then, by the time we finished. It was past PM, Mom and I were starving. Back to the luxury hotel for a Manchu Han imperial feast, early next morning. The paternity test report arrived on my phone right on time. Mao Bufan is excluded as the biological father of the boy. Mom and I sat by the window in the hotel restaurant, looking at that line. Silence first, then we both laughed out loud at the same time. Laughing, Mom's tears began to fall. Not out of sadness, but out of complete relief. In this life, I was really blind. Her voice was as light as a cloud. To sacrifice our two lives for such a piece of trash. We didn't delay any further. Went straight to the slaughterhouse. The meat was already portioned and tightly vacuum-packed. The cold chain truck followed our truck all the way to the mountaintop orchard. The cold storage was packed full. Fish fry were released into the climate-controlled pond on the first floor. Vegetable seeds were planted in the growing area under the grow lights. The electric grid on the 3-meter wall remained powered 24/7. High-definition cameras monitored the orchard completely. The heatwave was coming. Only 3 days left. First, 3 consecutive days of red heat warnings. Temperatures broke past 45 C. City water and power became intermittent. Bottled water and instant food in supermarkets were looted. Hysterical people were everywhere on the streets. Mao Bufan finally panicked. He lived off my mom's pocket money his whole life. Never saved a dime, let alone hoarded supplies. Not even a single barrel of purified water was stocked at home. His mistress Liu Ruyan fought with him every day. Grandpa and Grandma sat in the living room, cursing him for failing to control a woman, didn't get the fortune, and now can't even afford a full meal. The temperature kept skyrocketing. 50, 60, 70 degrees. The whole city became a giant steamer. Mao Bufan, leading his whole family, finally remembered the villa at the summer resort. He drove the car Mom bought him there, only to be chased out by the new owners holding the property deed and a group of their relatives. Then they drove around the mountain until out of gas. So he led his family hiking up, skin peeling from sunburn, feet blistered. They finally saw the walled, electrified orchard at the peak, but couldn't find the entrance. I had renovated the gate to look exactly like the wall. It required a remote to open, on the monitor. They were flushed with anxiety. The outdoor temperature that day had reached 60 to C. Mom and I sat in our 24C living room, each eating a popsicle, watching their pathetic display on the screen. Not even interested in getting up. I know you're inside, come out. His voice was raspy like sandpaper. I'm your husband. Open the door. If you don't open up, we'll die of heat out here. Just as he finished speaking, Grandma's mean face approached the camera. You ungrateful wretch. Hiding inside enjoying yourselves. Watching us die out here. Open the door immediately. Bring out all the food and water. Otherwise we'll smash this damn wall and drag you out. My mom picked up the intercom on the table and pressed the button. Her voice was perfectly calm. Mao Bufan. The prenuptial agreement states clearly. All my properties are premarital. They have absolutely nothing to do with you. Take your parents, your wild woman, and your bastard child, and crawl away. Don't push your luck, Grandma exploded. You married Mao Bufan. Your things belong to our Mao family, you barren hen. Only gave birth to a girl. You're lucky our Mao family didn't despise you. Now you dare to keep the fortune to yourself. I sneered and used a drone to drop the printed paternity test outside. Take a look at this first. The precious grandson you've pampered for 8 years has absolutely zero blood relation to Mao Bufan. Worked half your lives to raise someone else's son. Your Mao family is so impressive. Outside the wall fell instantly silent. Seconds later came Mao Bufan's heartbreaking roar. Li Ruyan, what the hell is this? Li Ruyan's face turned pale as paper. Backing away, clutching the child, her voice trembling. Bufan. Listen to me. This report is fake. They forged it to provoke us. I pressed a button. The drone unrolled a flexible screen, projecting the video of her hugging her lover in the park. You've already found a new lover, still acting here? You followed Mao Bufan just for my mom's money, didn't you? Now the money is gone, what are you after? His old age? His lack of showers? My dad lunged at Li Ruyan with red eyes. You lied to me for 8 years. I spent so much on you. And you dared to cuckold me. Grandpa and Grandma went crazy too. They spent their whole lives obsessing over a male heir to carry on the family name. The 4 of them brawled on the boiling ground. The child sat crying on the ground, ignored by everyone. Mom turned off the intercom audio and looked away from the monitor. She no longer harbored hate. Watching them only felt ridiculous. True karma arrived at dusk. Grandma, red-eyed, actually pulled a gasoline bottle from her ragged bag. I'll let you hide. I'll let you enjoy. She screamed, unscrewed the cap, and threw it at the wall. I'll burn this place down. No one will live well, but she forgot. It was over 70 degrees outside, before the gas even touched the wall. It was instantly ignited by the scorching air. Flames engulfed her entire body. Grandpa instinctively rushed to pull her, but was also swallowed by the fire. The agonizing screams lasted only dozens of seconds. Then complete silence. Mao Bufan collapsed in terror, taking advantage of the chaos. Liu Rian dragged the child and ran down the mountain. Seeing this, my dad immediately chased her. But within dozens of meters, he ran into her lover who had been trailing them. That man had eyed the orchard's supplies. Waiting to reap the spoils, they exchanged few words before fighting each other. Ultimately, both collapsed on the boiling mountain road. Never to rise again, we hid safely, watching them tear each other apart. Until they died, days passed. The peak temperature hit 90 C, the outside world plunged into absolute chaos. Occasionally, blind survivors tried to breach our orchard, only to be stunned by the high-voltage grid. Waking up, they couldn't withstand the outdoor heat and wisely left. 2 months later, the heatwave ended. One night, Mom and I sat on the terrace. My. Mom used to think a woman needed a home and a man to rely on. Now I know the best home is being with you. Being safe is better than anything. I leaned in her arms, looked up at the starry sky, and smiled. Those who intended to harm us ultimately perished in the flames they ignited themselves.